Good morning, Cadre. Welcome back for another Bad Blade series today. For those of you that maybe aren't following along on the forum, the Super Home X blade got a final rating of bad, meaning I can get a good shave out of it. However, it just isn't something that I would really want to use. Didn't quite get to that level of good yet, which so far the only good blade that I considered that I used was the Vonderhagen blade. So that is what it is. So a couple of things real quickly here to go over. First of all, thanks to member on the Cadre Sharps. Great member. He's been with us almost a month, I think, and he's really great to interact with, really good guy. Been enjoying, his company on the forum. And he sent me a couple of blades that I hadn't had yet. And that is the Sputnik. I wrote Sputnik on it. And he also sent me a Zoric blade that I haven't heard of. So they will go up here into my Captain's Choice bowl, waiting to be called upon. If you do want to go take a look at least at the first post in my thread, I have now there, you will see past blades, what their final ratings are, and then you will also see what blade I'm currently using, and it will also list what blades I have on deck. So that way you kind of can have an idea of what's coming, and feel free to let me know if you think I'm missing something that's on that list. So anyways, today, for the shave portion of it, it's going to be Chiseled Face Ghost Town Barber. I've got the cologne, I've got the aftershave, the soap blooming. I'm going to get going on that. And then real quickly here, because I'll be pausing you, I've got my wolf whiskers in the Envy White Knot. Beautiful brush. Really enjoy this brush. It's a good performer. So now the blade that I will be using is one that was sent to me, and that is the Shark. This is the chrome stainless steel blade. This blade has the most mixed reviews out there. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people say it's just serviceable. I've used one a long time ago, and honestly I don't remember what my opinion was on it. So reading along, I heard that some of the packaging has changed over the years. I think right now they might be on a red, yellow wrapper, something to that effect, but it shouldn't change anything. And just for your reference point, if I can get it to focus, it does say Super Chrome on the blade up there. So this is the chrome blade. This is not the stainless steel one. I do have the stainless steel ones. I had a tuck of those actually that I had never opened, and so I put those up there because the Shark name is seen so differently from people. So I've got it all loaded up into my Timeless. Go ahead and get the cap on, and I'm going to get ready to pause you while I go ahead and load up my brush, lather my face, and then we'll be back and we'll go over the specifics of the razor during the shave. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and all lathered up as you can see, so we'll go ahead and get going here, load it up. Let's talk about this blade a little bit too. So my understanding is that the Shark blades, with my research, are actually made by the company Lord. They make the Lord blades also, obviously. These blades are from Egypt. And the chrome blade is a stainless steel blade with a polymer coating that they claim is for smoothness and longevity. So, also I will say, upon my research, aside from the last blade that I used, the Super Home X, most blades are pretty consistent in pricing out there on the interwebs. There are a few that are out of line, there are a few that are close. This one was all over the board. Maggard's has it at $16. Italian Barber, $14.99. I found some listings on eBay, one that wasn't Italian Barber. That was also $14.99. West Coast Shaving has it at $16.99. And then Amazon currently has them at $6.99. However, one thing that's interesting of note is that I think that might be a Black Friday or week of Thanksgiving sale special, because it seemed pretty low. I'm like, I know that this, can be fairly inexpensive, but I didn't know that it would get down that low consistently. So I did a quick look at their past pricing, and I actually think their normal list price, what I could tell, for the average for the year of 2018 was $9.99. So with that being said, what that means is that on average, this blade right now, if it's one of your favorites, you can get it for 7 cents a blade per one, on Amazon. The most expensive you'll spend is around 17 cents a blade. But I feel comfortable saying that let's throw it at the average price for the year from Amazon, and let's put it at 10 cents a blade. So this blade, I'm going to say, is at 10 cents a blade. I did get a small nick right here, but it's not really doing much. First pass went okay. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we get ready for our second pass. I'm going to pause you guys, rinse, apply my lather, we'll be right back. Okay, so the first pass, what I would say is that I didn't feel any tugging or pulling like I did with the Graham Field blade, or like I got a little bit with that Super Homex. However, it's definitely not as smooth and easy gliding as some of my other blades that I like to use. Now, some people, from some of my research that I read, have claimed that actually the best shark blade is the stainless steel one. I've read that for some people, they actually would notice that the coating would actually cover the edge of the blade and it would make it less comfortable. So quality control seems to not be the highest on these. I'm not putting these blades under microscopes. I'm not going that far. But it is something to keep in mind if this is a blade that interests you. If it is quality control issues, you could get a bad blade. So, I don't know if that to be the case, but I'll be honest with you, compared to the Super Homex and the Muley, this is actually a pretty good shave. Minus the one little tiny nick. So, even on the Cadre, reviews seem to be all over the place. Oh, the blade's horrible, you're not going to like it. It's the worst blade I've ever used. I noticed this morning before I hopped into my shower and got ready for my shave, somebody mentioned that it was actually their first 100-pack blade purchase that they did. So just something else to keep in mind. Maybe it's not that bad. All right, I'm going to pause you and rinse. That will let me know what I need to do for cleanup, and then we'll put that on camera too, so I'll be right back. Okay, so my cheeks were actually pretty good. My mustache area was pretty good. My lower lip portion and chin was really good. No complaints there. That nick is still, it's weeping a little bit. It's not bad, but it's noticeable. So I definitely caught myself. Um, Aside from that, the shave's going pretty well. The neck needs some work, so we're gonna have to do some work here. So we're gonna go ahead and do some blade buffing. Do the blade buffing up against the grain. I think the biggest problem with this blade is that it is just not as sharp. I think, and I don't know if that was kind of the common complaint from people that were using it, is it just doesn't seem to be as sharp. It's actually fairly smooth for me. I'm not having any problems there. But, I mean, I'm not going to go anymore because I don't want to risk irritation. But I'd say that's pretty good right there. Alright, so I'm going to pause you, I'm going to clean up, and we'll be right back, and we'll do the post-shave so that way you guys can see, and that will kind of tell, do I have any lingering irritation? Is it not as close as I thought? My neck is a little beat up over here, I'm noticing real quickly. This side not as bad. So maybe the blade's not, I think it's not as sharp. I think that's the problem here, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I'll be right back. Alright, so after just one use, I think what I can tell already is that if somebody this is going to be one of their first blades, and I think that's the case for most people, this blade is in a lot of samplers, is that they're going to use it and they're going to be like, oh, this isn't half bad. It's actually pretty good. I'm getting a close shave. And you are, but you're getting irritation. And as your technique gets better, you're going to keep it. I've got some redness here on my neck. I got the one nick. Got some redness on my chin from it. The blade is just not that sharp. It's not as sharp. I think that's the biggest problem with it. Time will tell. I'll use it again. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. With tomorrow being Thanksgiving, I kind of might want to go all out and kind of have a more luxurious shave. But it's something to keep in mind if you look into the sharp blade, the chrome one. I'll be curious to see if people find that the stainless steel, or if I do, I should say at least, is actually better. So, with that being said, let's get this aftershave on here. If you guys want to go take a look at the list, let me know what I should use next. Which blade do you guys want to see next? Yeah, there's some burn, which is what I expected. I got some irritation. Initial thoughts, I think this blade might end up in the bad category, but we will see. Because I got a good shave, I got a close shave, but I'm curious if when I use it again, which will most likely be Friday, most likely not on camera by the way, because I am planning on recording tomorrow's shave. I'm curious to see if I can tone it down a little bit myself, and be a little bit more careful and get a better shave without the irritation. We will see. But aside from that, if you guys haven't joined us, hit us up at www.theshavingcadre.com. I hope you enjoyed. This one went a little bit longer. I apologize for that. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the pages.